Reality check, people. Visualize Karachi after 100 years. 1/4 of Karachi would be completely underwater. There would be no water that's fit enough for drinking. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Farrukh and I'm here representing Team View. Here from now. Okay, as I was telling you people, that 100 years from now, the environment would be such. If we go a bit east, we will see Bangladesh. 15% of Bangladesh after 100 years would be completely underwater. 13 million people would be displaced. Let's go a bit more east. We come to a land called Sulawesi. In that land, according to the IPCC stats, which is an intergovernmental panel on climate change, we have seen that this Sulawesi country would be completely underwater. 15 million people displaced. Okay. So, what exactly is the problem here? The problem here is global warming. Why is global warming a big issue? Global warming actually is basically that in our atmosphere we have got a lot of gases. We have got gases which protect the environment against the sun's light and the radiation. However, we have observed during the past 2.5 centuries, since the industrialization has begun, and it is going in a very rapid mode, right? So what has happened due to the industrialization, that the carbon monoxide levels, the nitrogen levels, and the sulfur dioxide levels in the environment have increased at a very alarming rate. Carbon dioxide itself contributes to a 56.5% to the global warming. And because of global warming, what would happen? The ice that is present on the North Pole and the ice that is present on the South Pole is going to melt. It's also declared by the IPCC again that by the year 2090, the North Pole will be completely free of ice. What does that mean to us? That basically means that our sea levels are going to rise. So whatever I've said before is basically irrelevant to the fact that as sea levels are going to rise, all these places are going to get submerged. It's also say that there are 2 islands in the Pacific Ocean who have completely vanished. So this is not only going to happen tomorrow, it's already started. So now is the time that we're going to stop it. How exactly do we go on to stop it? The point is, if we cannot measure this pollution today, if we cannot measure the amount of carbon dioxide, the amount of nitrogen oxide, the amount of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere, how can we even go on and solve the problem? So, this is where the Team View comes in. View is basically the volunteer internet-based environment watch. What we do is that we have sunk the entire meteorological department. You all, I'm sure, are aware of what the meteorological department does. A meteorological department is a building which costs you millions of dollars. It houses a setup that can monitor the temperature, the humidity, and various levels, and it employs a huge amount of workforce. What we have done is, we have turned the meteorological department of today into tomorrow's technologically small, this blue box. What this blue box is basically, it houses some sensors. These sensors are basically sensors that can measure temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide levels. As I already told you, that carbon dioxide is a basic contributor towards the global warming. So what we are doing here is that we are measuring these indicators that are influencing our environment today. So with measurement of these indicators, what we find out is that today we can measure them, we can relay these stats. For instance, coming to Pakistan, we see that we have got environmental departments in every province, but they can't act upon anything since they don't have the correct data. For instance, I go to the site again in Karachi. We observe that there's a lot of industrialization going on in there. However, the industrialization is a very local thing, but it has got global impact. For instance, if I set up an industry in North Carolina, it's going to affect me here in Pakistan. So after 100 years, that local production over there is having a very global impact, right? So we have to find out what exactly is affecting what. This is the right time to find out what is actually happening in the environment. Where is it actually coming from? We have to find out the source of the pollution. We have to pinpoint it. Okay. Now, what is you actually doing? We are building on an existing infrastructure. We are using the internet. The internet is the most common, the friendliest, and the most benevolent friend of humankind today. So, internet is basically there. We are building a system on that. You have just got to plug this device to a PC. We give out these devices to the volunteers, and what they do is they just have to have a PC and they can connect to this PC. So whenever this device is connected to the PC, it just gives us the data reading for all these sensors. Number two, since we are using these devices, we are giving them out to the volunteers, this is going to create a lot of awareness. People are going to get themselves involved. It's not just that the ministry is responsible. Everybody in their houses has got these devices, so they can relate to what kind of environment degradation is going on in the environment right now. So this is a social innovation. Secondly, we have on our application, the software, we have got community platform forums. So on these forums, people can come, create topics, and can discuss about these topics. For instance, if alongside my house, a new industry has been set up, and it is emitting a vast amount of carbon dioxide. So what I can do is, I can just download my software and see what's happening actually, and I can create messages for the authorities to read. Same with scalability. I always told you that it is as big as the internet itself. So for instance, tomorrow on Mars, we have got internet that's connected to our Earth. So the Martians can download our software there and see, for instance, what is the past 10 years with the carbon dioxide, or what has been happening to the humidity level. Flexibility. Let's see. I've just got 3 sensors there. You might be wondering what about the rest of them. This is the first prototype. This is a plug-and-play device on which I can add as many sensors as I can. We can be the meteorological department of tomorrow, since we can also add a wind vane to it, we can add sensors for pollen sensors, we can have SSU, NSU, all these sensors are available at very cheap cost, and we can plug and play these sensors. So for instance, sir, if you've got a pollen allergy, all you've got to do is you've got to subscribe to our alerts on our application. They're using Windows Live Alerts, right? So what it's going to do is it's going to send you an alert after, for instance, if you want to go to defense and you subscribe to an alert, and if the pollen levels in defense are 50%, you're going to receive an alert on your cell phone for an SMS. The sir, please go to defense today. The pollen levels are 50%. Right. So this is the flexibility. It's highly flexible. This is going to make a huge impact on the authorities. Wonder why? Because the authorities don't have the data today. Tomorrow they will have the data. Right? So this is going to actually create an impact on the authorities. Secondly, we have got the Environment Protection Department of Punjab involved in this project. Right? So authorities are already involved, they are already collaborating with us, and they are